Law enforcement today, they are watching us. And they want to know one of two things. Are you with me? Mr. President, that's the only thing they want to know. Yes, this is a very complicated omnibus bill, but it sends one clear message to our law enforcement. Are you with me? Mr. President, the long and short of this, we have law enforcement all across Virginia right now who are listening to the conversation and the dialogue in this body today. And they're going to make a decision. Do I continue in law enforcement, or do I find another occupation? Do I go into another trade? Because the career that I was trained to do is now being critiqued by Monday morning quarterbacks who don't have their back. Mr. President, it's easy for us to sit here and critique what our law enforcement is supposed to do and what they shouldn't do, but the honest to God truth is that not many people in this body have experienced the same pressure and the same stress that they have in the line of duty when seconds count and they have to make a decision, Mr. President, on what to do, even if it means taking a life. Split seconds, when their adrenaline is running and seconds count, what do you do? And Mr. President, I'd like to believe that our law enforcement has been properly trained to do the job that we have called them to do. And how dare us to sit here and question when we're just Monday morning quarterbacks. We have to give our law enforcement the benefit of the doubt that in situations that are precarious and decisions aren't concise and clear and they're making split-second choices, we are limiting the tools for our law enforcement to use not only protect themselves in the height of a situation, but to protect the public. And as I was traveling in this morning with my bodyguard, who is former law enforcement, he made a comment to me. A couple things. First of all, we already have the Department of Internal Affairs. That's already in place. If we have these grave concerns, which I also share with many of you all, then that is the proper place to go, the Department of Internal Affairs. Listen, many police officers don't get to continue to be law enforcement officers because there's an internal process already in place that takes bad officers off the street. Everyone knows the situation with the Capitol Police that I had to endure this year. I know what it's like to be the victim. And I am thankful to say, Mr. President, that law enforcement officer is no longer with the Capitol Police. I would say, allow the system to work. I fully support our law enforcement, and I will continue to carry the Fraternal Order of Police legislation. And I continue to support getting those officers who do not need to be on the streets off the street. But Mr. President, our law enforcement who are listening to us today, we're sending them a message of whether they're going to continue in law enforcement. And if they leave, Mr. President, we are putting the criminals in charge in Virginia. The very summary of this says that adds law enforcement officers to those persons who are guilty of a Class 6 felony they are in a position of authority over. We are making our law enforcement officers felons, Mr. President. I think we need to take the politics out of policing today and allow the Department of Internal Affairs to do their job, Mr. President. And for that reason, I will not be supporting Senate Bill 5030. Thank you.